What's up, everyone? I am Chef. I have 35 years in the industry. This is Oleg. He has
25 years in the industry.
That is Mike Spade. All he has is his beard right now, which is probably the best one out of the group, I would say. And this is the Meez podcast, stories from the dish pit. What's going on, guys? How is everybody?
Oh, pretty good.
Doing
Everybody's
good.
good. How was our week? How was Valentine's Day? I know that passed last week. Did everybody have a good time? You got to take care of your girls and whatever you do. What do people do on Valentine's Day? It's a stupid holiday.
Same day as every other day.
Oh, my goodness. So we got an actual sponsor. I'm proud to say we have a sponsor. We have 117 subscribers. We have an amazing amount of watch hours. Guys, thank you very much for doing this. Again, this is just a culinary Dear Diary for me, and I involve these guys, and it's just an outlet for us to have fun. So things might seem off the wall and a bit out there, but every story we tell is from an unscripted episode, and it's just us talking culinary caca, except for Mike Spade, because he has no idea.
And all the support is greatly appreciated by
and
everyone.
all the supporters, man. Yeah. Thank you very much to everybody for tuning in for that. So let's get those numbers up. So a couple of shout outs I want to do. First off, I want to thank our sponsor, and it's Pierce Entertainment, man. And this is a good guy. He's an amazing DJ out of Staten Island, Christopher Pierce. And it's a one-stop spot for DJs, lighting, dance floors, whatever you need to get your party going for your wedding, your bar mitzvah, your bat mitzvah, your anniversary, your rejuvenation ceremony,
whatever party you need, nothing too big or too small.
Yeah,
you got it all.
Whatever you need, nothing too big or too small. DJ Chris Pierce has it all, and that's awesome. We're gonna put up the link to his site and all his advertisements at the end of the episode. You'll be able to check that out. So that's awesome. So thank you, DJ Chris Pierce, for picking us up. And he's also working on our intro, outro, which will be on the site in the next couple of weeks. Another shout out I want to give to, which goes to one of my topics. We're going to get into talking about That's a Rap, because I was really disappointed in a friggin' rap I got this weekend, and it just really pissed me off. And so I feel like I want to talk about it. But somebody reached out to me, and again, I'm from Staten Island. We filmed this in Brooklyn. These guys are from Brooklyn, but still, it's kind of the same thing. And somebody from Staten Island reached out to me, a chef out there, Kristen, at Bella Bocce. I believe it's out in Tottenville, and she kind of felt my woe is me about the wrap, and she guaranteed me if I come out there that I'm going to get an amazing wrap. It's all made from scratch bread and scratch doughs and so forth. So which is a benefit in itself. I haven't been out there, heard amazing things about it, so shout out to you. Also, I want to give a shout out to our friend Claudia at By Claudia, hashtag By Claudia. She's going to have to be at the Beach Hideout this Saturday from 11 to 6. That's in Garrison Beach. I think it's like 2636 Garrison Avenue or some shit like that. But it's in Garrison Beach. You can't miss it. 11 to 6. They do like a female boutique. She does all candles and like ritual stuff and crystals and bless yourself and just make yourself feel good, woman, lady stuff. And guys, if that pertains to you, then you're all about it. And I just found out there's people that relate to birds. So you people too. Also, if you want to go down there and flock down there to By Claudia at the Beach Hideout this Saturday from 11 to 6. And yeah, you can check it out. That's really, that's really all I got. We're still going to get into so much trouble. Anyway, so tonight, Oleg and I, we went out and got some food. We got some Chinese food, and it was banging. It was called Lu's
Shanghai.
Lu's Shanghai. That's Lui Shanghai on 86th on Bath and 20th. And let me tell you something. We walked in there. We were just really going to talk shit before the podcast. We were like, yo, let's go get something to eat. And we went in there. We were the only ones that looked like us there. So that was always a plus. And Anthony Bourdain said it the best. How did he say it?
You got to eat with locals.
Yeah,
when we walked in out of a packed restaurant, we were the only two white faces
Caucasians.
There. And everybody else was like older Asian individual. That you know that place is authentic because they know what they want. They're set in their own ways because they're older, so they'll go something that's comfort food.
Well, and the reviews were great because so it's located next to like Dyker Heights, right? That area of Brooklyn. So if you know this area of Brooklyn that we're around, it's Bay Ridge, it's Dyker Heights, it's what else?
Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst. It could be uppity up, it could be the whole thing, but all the reviews were just by, you could tell it by IPA drinking, sitting at the table breastfeeding, carriage wheeling people of Brooklyn, and those are really good reviews to follow. And the soup dumplings were phenomenal, which they all said. But I seriously, like, those are the people that give reviews. It was like Matt from Bedford Stuyvesant said, and listen, I could picture Matt from Bedford Stuyvesant. I could also picture Cecilia from Bedford Stuyvesant. I can tell you exactly what happened. You know, that's what it was. But we walked in there, man, it was freaking amazing. Oleg looks at me, he's like, they ain't got a great grade. The food's gonna be amazing. You know, and it's just like when you go to that barbecue and you see the lady that's been in the kitchen all day cooking and she got them big arms. And you see them big arms, you know the food's phenomenal. Yeah, you know that's good.
But when the kitchen door swung open, I looked into it. The kitchen floors were clean, counters were clean. That's all you need to know. You know,
listen, I have a certain way I feel about grades. Nowadays, they'll get you for anything, and it's just common shit that just happens. You know, you leave your rag on the cutting board while you bend down to grab something, and there happen to be there, and it's just stupid things that we do. You know, like I would always tell my staff, man, listen, there's no need to, because I've been in places where you got to scramble when the Department of Health comes in, and you're scrambling, you're throwing shit out, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're hiding stuff, man. You know, and once I became a leader, a chef. You know, I was just like, listen, man, this is what we do every day. So there's no need to run around, man. If cold is cold and hot is hot and everything's labeled and dated and you know, you ain't got, you know, your pork, beef, and chicken sitting on top of your fish, you're good.
Yeah, but how often is everything properly labeled? That's one of the biggest pet peeves in the kitchen.
Yeah, and it's lazy, you know, and I'm the same way too. And I get that way too because my sous chefs check me now at work. They're like, you know, I'd be like, make sure everything's labeled and dated. They'd be like, chef. I'm like, but I'm that way too, you know. I'll just throw something in, I'll get back to it, and we don't, man. So I think that's a big thing is labeling data, but it's beneficial for the industry, but sometimes to us it's mindless and just silly, and it's like, oh, we forget it. But anyway, back to this place, man. It was just awesome. So Oleg looks at me, he's like, the old lady behind you is just staring at me, smiling. And he wanted to turn around, and the guy, it turns out to be him and his sister that run up front, man. I have it in my pocket. Hold on. Make sure we get the right name. I'm going to give you guys an actual shot. Yeah, hold on. Can we zoom in on that? Do we have a zoom in here? Can you zoom in on anything? Where do I even go? That's what that is. Can anybody see
cameras
that?
are over there.
I don't know where they are, but that's what that is, and that's that. So it's Liu's Shanghai, Lou's Shanghai. So it's him and his sister up front. 20 plus years they've been there. The dad and other family members are in the back, and this was just spot on. Like it was just good. Like we got pork and scallop soup dumplings. We got I was like, can I have the mee fun? They were like, mee fun? I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, and here it goes back to the conversation from a couple episodes where it was like, I don't know if we spoke Cantonese. I don't speak the language, so I don't know what it is. We got that with shredded pork and these other dumplings. These fried wontons with peanut butter sauce and like a Thai garlic chili mixed in, man. It was just, and there was pork inside of those too, and it was just really good.
Yeah, it was pork and scallion with peanut sauce. It was a really great combination because it complements the flavors and was caramelized on the outside. It was definitely a great meal.
It was really good. I kind of did like have a feeling. I had a feeling in the back of my head, like they were like, you know, okay, all right, round eyes are in. Here's what the reviews are. Here's what's good. Because he was like, what do you know what you guys want? And he spoke better English than anybody I would expect. That, you know, we walked in, he had his hat on backwards. He's got his hat on backwards. He's got a tank top on. Bro, and he's just chilling, man.
Yeah,
There's like 12 seats in there.
Dude spoke better English than I did.
And well, not odd. But anyway. You know, and he was just like, he's like, what do you got? So I kind of felt like because everything we ate was on the reviews that I read. But still, it was just really good. Like we were just watching.
It was also have the things that were on the wall behind on
they
the side
were hanging
of
up
us.
there,
But
so we ordered
when
that.
we got in there, we told them like, look, we've been in the industry most of our lives.
Which means absolutely nothing in Chinese or whatever cooking they were
But
doing.
we told them like, don't skip any stops. Like we do like spicy food. There's no meat that we're not gonna eat. So let's be adventurous with the selections. And the guy picked a great meal for us.
Yeah, he did, man. I was kind of hoping there was a fat Mexican kid in the back, but he wasn't. He wasn't there. But it was just a really good spot, man. And if you're ever out there on Bath Avenue in Brooklyn, man, I don't know. People watch from all over the place, but this was really just really good stuff, man. It was just put together well, and it was maybe about 12 seats. And like you said, we were the only non-Asians in there, being it a Russian and the mutt that I am. But yeah, man, it was solid. And then we left after we had asked Mike Spade if he wanted anything, and then I got a text down the block. Yeah, get me something. So
It
I gotta
was
turn
good.
around. I walked
Whatever
back
it
in,
was.
the guy was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Nothing. We're good. I got to order for my buddy."
No, but I'm gonna tell you this much. I don't know what it is that you brought, but it was good. I scarfed that thing down.
That was May Fun with shredded pork.
There you go. Whatever that was, it was great.
It was good. It was awesome. So yeah, man, shout out to them. Shout out to By Claudia. We'll put up all these links. Bella Bocce out on Staten Island. If anybody's out on Staten Island,
And once again, Red's Hot
you go
Dogs in
there.
Staten Island.
Red's Hot Dogs, absolutely, on Arthur Kill Road. She's one of our faves. Get a Barker. And, her motto is always going to be, don't get yourself in a hizzy. I'm going to give you a glizzy. Just shut up and wait in line. That's a Staten Island thing.
Nice.
So
If you can't think of a dish, I got a knish.
Wait, what? Say that again.
If you can't think of a dish, I got a knish.
Nice.
Can't think of.
I'm all for it.
All right, I love a Knish, though.
Who doesn't?
Big fan of a Knish. Well, now I can't because I have to watch what I eat. But anyway, my wife's gonna find out that we went out for soup dumplings and everything, and we didn't order the extra plate. And BB could back me up. I looked at him. I said I could eat so much more, but I shouldn't. So just so I don't want to get in trouble
Because otherwise you can get a nap afterwards.
we would have needed it. This would have started later than it did.
Yeah.
We would have needed a nap. So I want to bring something up. That's a huge pet peeve of mine, and I started a big controversy on. So if you don't know me, I like to get on the local pages and things like that. I love. We're boring, Mike Spade. Are you okay? You good?
Yeah,
Yawning
we're fine.
and everything. You all right now?
Fine.
Okay. Just want to make sure you need a water or anything.
No. Speaking of which, using our new latest in technology Meez podcast thermos.
So I went out. I got a wrap. I'm trying to eat better. So I really wanted a chicken gyro. I wanted, as I say, I was like, what that? Chicken gyro. So I did a chicken gyro. So I go to one of the top diners on Staten Island and so forth. I get a cup of soup and I order a chicken gyro. So now me and the waitress are going back and forth about the chicken gyro. I'm like, I don't want it in pita bread. I want it in a wrap. Can you do it in a wrap? Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. So now it's grilled chicken, feta cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, grilled chicken. Simple. It's on a wrap. I put this picture up, and I put it up on Facebook, and the shit that I got from it. I had one guy basically yelling at me like, because I was like, listen, you got to sear your wraps on the grill. And if you've seen this thing, it was just falling apart. And the way I've always done it is whether it's a breakfast wrap or any kind of wrap, man. And when I say sear it on the grill, I'm not meaning you're not cooking anything on
No,
the grill.
just seal the edge of it.
You make a wrap. You have a wrap. Your sides come in. You fold it over. You tuck it down like this, and you roll it. Now, you can ask BB. I can't roll a joint for my life, but I can roll the shit out of wraps. So now you have it you have it like this, especially not here with this piece of paper. So now here it is. So now here's the sealed side on a wrap. And if you have your corners tucked in, everything should be fine. But now, what do you do with this sealed side? Because if you have it in wax paper, you cut it down the middle, it's going to come off. The wax paper doesn't stay. The paper goes all over the place. Now you have a wrap that's cut in half, and when you go to bite it, it unwraps. So what we always did was you sear it on the flat top. And by sear it, I had people, you hit the flat side down, and you get that crust on it just so that it sears, so that when you're serving somebody a wrap, it holds together. It doesn't fall apart. Best comment I got was, "That's a freaking burrito, man." I'm like, no, it's not. So now I'm sitting on one end of the couch, Noreen's on the other, and she sees my hands going, and she's just like, "What are you doing? Who you arguing with on Facebook?" I'm like, "This guy's trying to tell me it's a burrito and a wrap." I'm like, "No, bro." I'm like, "A burrito is a burrito's thicker. It doesn't matter what." And then I had to say to him, like, "What do you put a burrito in? What do you put a wrap in?"
Yeah,
The
tortilla.
same friggin' thing. So it makes no sense, you know? A burrito technically is a thicker product. A wrap is more petite.
The whole point of a wrap is so it could be able to be picked up and eaten
with one hand.
The whole thing. It reminds me of the time that like years ago I went to the city, and it was a Mexican restaurant, and all the cooks were Asian, and and I ordered a burrito thinking that I was gonna get a normal burrito. The burrito they gave me, I picked it up and the whole thing just fell apart.
It makes me so mad.
And after working a long day, I kind of lost it. I went into the kitchen and I was
that's
like,
my point.
And I was just like, homie, let me show you how to make a fucking burrito.
That's my point. And especially being in the industry,
Yeah.
man. Being disappointed with going out and getting something as
simple
simple
food,
like that.
simple
Oh
food. It
my
was supposed
God.
to be simple comfort food, and I went into the kitchen and I had.
That's my wrap. That's the fucking wrap.
And
it was like,
it was similar shit that
there
I
was
got.
lettuce and tomato in it. You talking about searing? And then I have some guy, some fucking this friggin' banana sending me pictures of what Google says is to sear. To sear is searing on hot sides for 2 minutes. I'm like, bro, you're taking this out of friggin' context, man. He's like, so then I was, listen, again, controversy causes conversation. So me, instead of being, the Facebook animal that I can be, I was like, hey, check out the podcast, Break the Monotony. We're doing something different. I'm not here to be your buddy. I swear to God, that was the response. I was like, me neither. I'm not here for friends. I'm like,
But
so
that's
listen, and then
something
he's like,
simple that you just wanted to be something
but
recognizable and comfort.
He couldn't get it, and me, I can't let things go, and you know that because I have to just keep on going about something. And he's just sitting there going on, and then he was started in with, "I have 12 years experience as a chef."
But does he have a jacket like I do, which
I
is
almost
missing?
asked him for his jacket.
It's missing a sponsor,
And
so
then he
don't
was
forget
just
about
like,
that.
and it was just, and then other people, and I'm like, listen, the whole big thing is, and then Kristen from Bella Bocce reached out to me and she's like, listen, I get your point. I'm like, I had to say to him, I was like, I didn't realize that I said things that, in the conversation, I was like, heard, chef. I didn't realize on here I needed to keep it in the kiss method, chef. So I'm just like, now I'm just like being an ass, but I'm like, it's disappointing. It's disappointing, especially me, that I put my heart and soul into everything that I put out, whether it's a friggin' plate of French fries or it's a grilled cheese sandwich. I expect the same thing.
Yeah.
So when that came out, I just looked, I was like, there's no friggin' effort put into this. Sear your grills. It was wet. It was soggy. At the end of it, it just became a salad. So all I got was a Greek salad. And that makes me mad. And that's what it is about it. You can talk all the game you want, but when you go out and you want something, that's why everybody's like, what why are you so adamant about it? I'm like, because that's the point behind it. It just sucks to have something like that. Like, you put half-ass effort into this sandwich.
People don't take pride in whatever they do. You got to take pride. You got to be the best fucking sandwich maker or wrap maker.
Exactly.
You can be.
But see, the other
Why
thing is,
even bother if you're gonna put out a poor product like that?
But it's a wrap, and everybody was like, "What? Why are you going to sear a wrap?" And that was it. Maybe my wording was wrong, but I think you know what I mean by sear a wrap. You're searing the seam that's on the wrap.
that's it, just to get the
Just
grill
so that it
marks.
holds
The
together.
grill
No,
marks.
it's not. No,
Just
no,
say even
it's not
bolded.
grill marks. It's just you're searing that side of the wrap where it's flat. This part.
You're just
That you're
basically searing
You're
it so that
sealing
it's
it so it doesn't fall out.
floating.
Right.
And if you do it the right way, it doesn't matter. You have lettuce, tomato, onions, and pickles on there. It's not going to get hot because that's not the purpose of it. You're searing that element of it. You're putting flour to flour. What happens when you melt gluten? Gluten's gum. It becomes.
And I prefer
sticks
that
together.
method over another. Like I used to work with the guy that his method of sealing wraps was he would put a little bit of mayo on on the seal of it and close it like that.
Well, yeah, it's a fat, but still. But then if you want somebody who doesn't even know it cooks
No,
out,
no,
so that, bro, it just really, I got mad about
Yeah.
it. And then to piss me off was I was still hungry because I'm watching what I eat. So now I got a whole wheat friggin' wrap with grilled chicken and a salad. And I was starving on the way home. I had to get a fucking turkey sandwich from the same place.
But you have to also think you're the one paying for it too.
Yeah, but still, I ain't got the. I don't know,
I'm
bro.
not
There's
saying-
something about it. There's something about
but I'm not saying sending it back though. I'm just saying like you're paying for it too. It's like
bro,
I
$15.
pay for,
People are charging $15
Right.
for a wrap that's insane.
but
Insane.
I want to wrap, right? I want to wrap. I want it done the correct way, and these people are not doing it the correct way.
I don't think you get that because I
So-
don't think people take time and effort to put something into it like that. I mean, I think you get that if you go to if you go to upscale and everything, or just, even the casual. You're not. I don't feel you're going to get, but you should. You see, and that's the point. You should. I should be able to go to a diner and get the same friggin' meal
Yeah.
as I should everywhere else. The guy in the back's got to give a shit.
But people who are making minimum wage are not going to cook with pride.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. And besides that, then I had a side salad on the plate, and I know that sat in the that sat under the pass in the hot plate because the guy didn't finish my friggin' thing, and the servers are just putting the salad on, and it sat there. My tomatoes were like mushed. Yeah, man. But anyway, so just on that. So yeah, sear your wraps. I'll argue with you to death on that. That's what I always do, and that's what just should be done. Nobody wants a wrap that falls apart. I don't know. What do you got? Anything? I heard. What's this about butterflying? Butterflying steaks. How you feel about that? If you get a steak in that they want,
It's
like
always
medium
been
well or well done. I know
It's
you.
always been a personal pet peeve of mine, having to serve good steak like a New York strip or a fillet of some sort, any good cut of meat, and then people come in and ask you to get it butterflied, and
You kill it.
and they kill it, and they want to get butterflied and well done. They want to charge. You
Well
kill
done.
all the flavor.
Well done. I have no remorse or no remorse. I don't think that's the right word, but I have just no. There's nothing behind me in cooking. If you have to eat a steak well done, then don't eat a piece of steak.
I agree with that.
And the
You know,
chef
there's
that I
nothing-
used to work with was this older Argentinian dude that every time a well done steak, butterfly steak would come in, it would be one of those old school time when you would just see a silent tear just almost form down his face, and a part of him would just die inside.
So now I know exactly what you're talking about because I did a stint at the same place, and I was figuring out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go, and went back in there, and I saw those come in, and I think I was probably texting you like, bro,
Yeah.
they just asked me to butterfly a fucking steak. But yes, the same guy. It was like almost like he was like a kid that got defeated on the kickball court and was just like kicking his feet around and everything. Oh man, I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand that. And then or then you get like medium rare but no blood or no pink, and just these ridiculous orders. Like people don't know how to eat anymore. I think that's the thing. I think people don't know how to eat anymore. People don't know how to enjoy a meal because they're so worried about what everybody else thinks
Or how it looks.
or how it looks. Well, people always eat with their eyes. That's a big thing. I've always been big
But I
on
feel
that.
like right now with foodie culture, it's actually making people more experimental when it comes to food, and it's making people go out of their comfort zone and try things that are a bit more exotic and not as normal as their everyday meals would be.
I get what you're saying on that. I will always continue to say that I think, it's almost false foodies. The internet makes people feel empowered and things like that. And God forbid you go against somebody, and that.
Well,
These
critics
days,
are just
everybody-
people that couldn't make it in the industry.
Right, but everybody's so.
That's what a critic is. A critic is a person that couldn't make it in the industry. So they become a critic because they couldn't cut it.
Sure,
So
almost like the vengeful episode of Friends, right? Did you ever see that episode of Friends where the food critic kept on coming after Monica, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But yeah, I
exactly.
could see that. I lost where I was going. I really lost where I was going on that.
Foodies and people coming up in the industry.
Yeah, I think the internet has made everybody, we've said this before, a foodie, and everybody
Yeah.
has an opinion. And the other bad thing is if you say things that people don't like these days,
Oh, that's
it's
it.
a whole nother
Yeah.
problem, man. This isn't the industry that we came up with, and that brings up something as simple as behind. Behind. What is that? Let's look at that. So that's the classic term in the restaurant, in a kitchen, not a restaurant, in the kitchen. You have, and it's funny now that I'm corporate, for years. We have these guidelines that we have to do like surveys, surveys or like monthly, whatever, Q&As, and it's like, is the person using the kitchen words behind you, knife on the rack, and things like that. When it, when years ago, behind just became it was just a fun behind you. You'd say it like Beavis and Butthead, or shit. You walk down the line, you're like behind. Smack this saute guy on the friggin' ass. Get out of my friggin' way, bro. That's what it is. Nowadays, it's become something. And somebody put up on Facebook earlier, and it was great. And I wish I could find this guy so I could message him. But he was like, "How is behind so creepy?" But it just is, and it's made that way. And I have a chef that we both know, Case, man. Case is out in California now. What's up, Case Mackin? Great dude, man. And we found each other through the corporate world and so forth. He filled in as a temp with one of the accounts that I had, and we just clicked. And I was like, "Yo, I need a sous chef." He's like, "I just moved out here, yada yada." So boom. But this guy was just an animal, and we were just nuts and just had a good time and just clicked. And I remember, we were doing catering at one of the corporate places we were at, and we're going from one floor all the way up to like the 41st to check on a catering order. And we're in a packed elevator with a bunch of suits. And it's just me standing there, with my chef coat and just and I'm standing there in the front of the elevator and we're looking all suave, going upstairs, and he's standing behind me and he's just like, behind you. In a packed elevator. Now it's only me. So now me and him know exactly, and it's just funny. So now we're cracking up. So now it just becomes next time in the elevator, he's doing the same thing. He's like, "Man, you smell so much different when you're awake." And everybody in the elevator is just like freaking look, but we're cracking up because it's just kitchen jokes and how you joke around
And the
with
funny
people.
thing
And it's
is,
just,
like
it's
kitchen
hysterical.
jokes and the things that you do in kitchens, like the worst jokes that we've ever had was between heterosexual guys. The guys will joke with each other, but if there will be a female, they'll be the most respectful people in the kitchen. We'll avoid anything discomforting or anything like that. But as far just guys, we'll joke and rag on each other all day.
Until that one female in the kitchen that's all mousy like turns around and is like, "Did you hear me, bitch?"
Yeah.
We're all like,
And then she becomes one of the guys.
It's like shit. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you gotta be careful with that, especially these days, bro. It's nothing like it was, man. It's not like it was in a kitchen. Now you have to be. Anybody could attack you or bring you up,
corporate,
HR
yeah.
for everything, and it's I don't know. It used to be a place for us to get away with all that shit, and and you'd call some. I don't know. I can't say the things that we would say to people because we'll get ridiculed. But if you could think of every bad word in any language that that you could call somebody in a kitchen, we have done that, and there's no offense to it, and you just laugh about it.
And then you have a
just laugh
drink
it
after
off.
your shift and
Yeah,
you
man, and it
move
was just-
on.
The kitchen is a unique place, man, and it's something completely different that a lot of people won't get why we are who we are. Like I say, we're all broken and demolished inside, but it's just a place where we come, and we understand a person. You see a person that comes in the first day, within the first hour, you're kind of feeling him or her out, and then after that, it's just like, "Oh, come here, Bambino, come under my wing, come here, let me introduce you to the grill guy." It's fun. What do you think about, how can I say this? Food. I know I've had things to cook and just certain foods that either you love or you hate. Do you think that's true? Like you just love I think it could bring something out in you, passionate, or you could just hate to do something about
Yeah,
it.
it
It's
brings
it's
out
weird.
two main feelings, like emotions. It either brings out love in you, or you want to crawl into a corner and have rocking in the corner, experiencing PTSD because it reminds you of a terrible time that you had. Like I had it when I was working years ago for a juicery, and it was we were making.
Why are you laughing?
Looking at you. And I remember the previous conversation. The juicery? Yeah, please explain on the juicery.
One of many operations that Denny Myers had was a company called Creative Juice. We were at the time making 23 different juices, and one of the juices was pear and ginger flavored. And my chef at the time told me, "Here, try out this batch, a little bit more ginger in it." After I had a shot of that ginger pear juice, I couldn't have anything ginger flavored for the next 10 years because it reminded me of just how much I wanted to gag after drinking that little bit, because it was so overpowering ginger that I had to wean myself back into actually appreciating the complexity of flavor that ginger brings to a dish.
Makes sense. That's kind of like me with Goldschlagers when I was 18, but I can't go nowhere near that. But ginger definitely is really spicy on its own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
like a pepperish type, almost. Like
Well, yeah, exactly. What it is. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Spade. Chef Mike
Chef.
Spade. Chef Mike Spade. I don't know, you got anything? Do you have anything you want to talk about? I mean, I think we had a good conversation tonight, just some stupid
Yeah.
stuff. I wanted to go Facebook Live, but we didn't. Somebody, got upset on YouTube with me, and I'll be honest about it. And again, controversy causes conversation, but I dig it. I like to talk. That's what I do. If you don't know me in person, then you should get to know me because I could talk the shit out of you. Wait a second. What's that coming in? What is that? Is that an order? What is it? I think we got an order coming in. Hold on. What's the order? What's it say? What's the ticket say?
ticket says, time for Oleg's tip of the day.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the ticket that just came in, last ticket of the day is tips with Oleg.
So just the tips with Oleg.
Just the tips.
So if you ever get a Tupperware container that after you microwave some Chef Boyardee, which this guy loves,
And looks like what? It looks like what?
an Italian girlfriend,
Like an
that's
Oompa
been tanning
Loompa,
too
like an
much?
Oompa Loompa, or one of the girls from Staten Island.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm not afraid to say.
So the best way that I've learned to get the orange grease stains out of a clear Tupperware container is you coat the inside of that container with butter, and then you put a few drops of dish soap, and you throw in a paper towel, and then fill it up with warm water. Then you shake it all up, and then once you rinse everything out, the oil inside butter helps break down the inner coating of it, and the soap and everything. You'll have a container that looks almost brand new.
Look at that. Very interesting. Almost a brand new Tupperware container after putting soap on it, which can almost accumulate to washing the girl's face and getting all that makeup off. Maybe she won't be orange.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks for listening to the Meez podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Meez Podcast. I am Chef. Thank you to Chris Pierce. Thank you to Bella Bacci. Thank you to By Claudia. We'll put up all those tags.
And thank you for Reddit's hot dogs.
Thank you for Red's Hot Dogs. Absolutely. Arthur Kill Road. Don't get yourself in a hizzy. She's going to give you a glizzy. These are stories from the dish pit. Tune in next week. We'll talk to you then. Later,
Peace.
potatoes.